This is class number 5. I am Sabi Vega, your English teacher. The objective for today is use there is, there are to say something exists. There is, there are. The meaning of the words there is or there are is to say that something exists or doesn't exist if we use it in negative. In the affirmative form, we use the singular is, the plural are. If this is uncountable, we use is. There is, singular noun, there are for plural nouns, and there is plus uncountable nouns. Example, there is a book on the desk. Book is only one, it's singular, so we use the form of singular for verb be. There are books on the desk. Books is plural, more than two. We use the plural form of verb to be, are. There are books on the desk. There is some milk in the fridge. Milk is an uncountable noun. It's a liquid. You can count a liquid. With uncountable nouns, we use the singular form of verb be, is. There is some milk in the fridge. Remember, there is, there are indicate that something exists. There isn't plus singular noun for negative form. There aren't plus plural nouns, and there isn't for uncountable nouns. So we have some examples here. There isn't a pen on the table. The pen doesn't exist. There aren't any pens here. Pens is plural noun. So we use the plural form of the verb be plus the contraction of not. There aren't any pens here. There is no pens here. There aren't any pens here. The pens don't exist. There isn't any juice in the fridge. Juice is an uncountable noun. Juice is a liquid. So we use the singular form of verb be plus the contraction of not. There isn't any juice in the fridge. How do you make questions? In this case, remember that we are working with verb be. So we have to switch the position. Only one part of the speech is moving. And in this case, is the verb be. The affirmative sentence, there is a cat on the chair. If we want to make this affirmative sentence into a question, we just move the position of is. There is number one, is number two. Now is becomes number one. Is at the beginning of the sentence. Is there a cat on the chair? You can see here the switch of position. Is become number one, there second. Is there a cat on the chair? Now the intonation changes here at the end of the word, plus the question mark. Remember, in English, we use question mark at the end of the sentence. In Spanish, we use at the beginning and at the end, but in English, just at the end. The question mark is just at the end. Here we have another example with the plural form. There are cats on the sofa. Are is be, so are become the first part in the question. Are there cats on the sofa? Cats on the sofa, they stay the same, remains the same. Cats on the sofa, cats on the sofa. The only movement here is the verb be. 1, 2, now are is number one. Are there cats on the sofa? And the question mark at the end. We can combine there is with some other forms of question words. How many? How many is used for plural nouns? How many are there? How many pens? How many students? How many days? How many apples are there? Are there indicate that something exists or doesn't exist? How many students are there in your class? How many days are there in February? Remember, we can use contraction forms to sound more natural for better fluency. So there's is the contraction of there is. There's not is the contraction of there is not. There isn't is the contraction of there is not. There aren't is the contraction form of there are not. Remember, we use contractions to sound more fluency and to sound more natural. Let's check this short video.
City, there isn't a mountain, there isn't a river, but there is a beautiful beach. There are some. At the beach, there are some mountains, there are some trees, but there aren't any mountains. There was. There wasn't. Last week, there was a storm. There wasn't a tsunami. There were. There weren't. Last week, there weren't any boats. There were some surfers. There will be. There won't be. Next week, there will be a surf competition. There will be some big waves. There won't be any sharks. Is there? My city? Is there a beautiful beach? Yes, there is. Are there any elephants? No, there aren't. What's there? Last week, was there a storm? Yes, there was. Were there? Last week, were there any boats? No, there weren't. Will there be? Next week, will there be any big waves? Yes, there will. Will there be any sharks? No, there won't. City, mountain, river, beach. Tree, storm, tsunami, boat, surfer, competition, wave, shark. There,
Okay, now it's time to play. Let's play. Let's practice. We can use there is, there are in simple present tense, but there plus be can be used in any tense. You saw the examples. There was and there were for be in the simple past. There will be in the future if you are talking about something that is going to happen. There will be, there won't be the negative form. It depends on the tense you are talking. If you want to know the meaning of the word there is, there are in Spanish, hay. Remember, we use there is, there are for something that exists or doesn't exist. I, no I. Here we have the practice. You have some seconds to answer. What's on the table? There is some rice on the table. Rice. You have here 4 options. I will play and pause the video. Oops, sorry. You have a few seconds. There is, because rice is uncountable. There is a bottle of water. Water is uncountable. There is some water. Water is uncountable. Meatball, there are. That's plural, meatballs. Cherries, plural, there are some cherries. Apple, singular, there isn't. There is not. You can see that it doesn't exist. There is some fruit. Fruit is uncountable. Bananas. There aren't any bananas on the table. Peach. Singular. There is a peach on the table. Bread, uncountable. There is some bread on the table. Sausages. There aren't any sausages on the table. Orange. There is an orange on the table. It was a quick and short form to practice the use of there is, there are. Remember, there is used with singular and uncountable nouns. There are is for plural nouns. Let's talk about the task. Your task for this week is to complete 10 sentences using there is, there are. Remember, there is for singular and uncountable nouns, and there are is for plurals. You will see a picture like this one, okay? This is furniture in a house. This is a living room. So you have to check the picture and decide if there is or there isn't, there are or there aren't different type of furniture.